Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the third album by Texas-born but LA-based Greyson Chance and his third album called Trophies. So I know he's somebody, if you haven't remembered, he was this, at first came out as a kid that was like, did a great paparazzi piano cover and got on Ellen and all these other things, and then at the same time was able to get what's the thing pretty much get signed to a record as a record deal and released Hold On to the Night or Till the Night, which came out in 2011. So since around time since he still was a kid and still kind of getting to know himself and everything. Well, flashback like 8 years later, he comes out with Portraits, much more grown, much more, and knows about himself more. He's actually is also out by that time too, so we get to see a lot of pieces of his self in that album, and I really liked it. I thought it was very nice. I love his vocals are just, it hasn't failed, and I love it. So here we are with his third album, and I like the fact that he leans in this direction of just gives you 8 songs to 9 songs and like kind of calls it a day. I love that. I think it's really nice, and I love that you get to the point of everything and you can still be just as powerful and just as moving without having to have too much going on, without having a shit ton of songs, I should say. So let me get into some of the songs I like. This album is it's pretty nice. Like it seems like it. So we had Portraits that kind of talked about a little bit of his life, and this one talks about more of his love life. So we have Holy Feeling, where he wants to really wants to love this person, and in the other person's kind of looking for this feeling of that, have that feeling of like feeling that first love at first sight or whatever that feeling is of love. He wants to feel that, and Grayson's asking, is like, is that what you looking for? Because I can help you with that, you know. Nobody is pretty much a song talking about him wanting to hook up with his ex, and he knows that they're not right together, that they shouldn't get back together or anything, but he wants to still kind of hook up, and because he says, nobody knows my body like you. Going into Hands, this one's a really cute one. It pretty much talks about wanting to be with this person and wanting to love this person really badly. As he says, I wonder if if you'll ever understand what it's like to be loved by these hands. Pretty much, he's really want to love him, and I love that kind of weird, like, falsetto with auto-tune. I feel like it's coming through. It's different from what he usually does, and I love that. It sounds really nice, and it just sounds different than what he usually does, and I think it's good to always push yourself to go in different places. Be experimental. Another song I like was Oh Violet. I think is really, really cute. The lyrics goes really, really well together, and I like the fact that he says, I'm mad like crimson, you're sweet like blue, we found the space between us two, worlds collide when I found you, oh Violet. Pretty much saying those two colors, when you combine them together, they make the color violet. And I love the idea that, like, of him pretty much saying how opposites attract each other and made a beautiful color together. Instead of kind of clashing, they collided together to make one color. I think it's really beautiful, to kind of a beautiful metaphoric way to kind of pronounce how good their love is. I want to shout out to Hellboy, because I know that was one of the other singles. I like it ish. I think it's not really pulling me all the way in, but it does, as I keep listening, as it goes on, it does get a little catchy. But I really want to talk about is Close. So Close is I feel like it's talking about the whole arcing of love in general. And he uses his own personal pieces to it to add to it, but it seems like what he's saying is, in his lesson of this whole thing, is that the idea of how beautiful love could be and how complicated it could be and just how much it is what it is, you know. He starts off with the good parts of it. He's like, time and time, the way it goes, stole my heart, where are my clothes, talking about all the good things, and then we go into the chorus that says, like, every promise we made We still shine, broken in. So fuck it if we fight. We'll always get it right until we don't. I feel like there's kind of a weird space where it's a nice space where he says, like, pretty much his love for her for this guy is endless, and he will always kind of love her and love him until it doesn't work, until it falls apart, until it doesn't, till the love isn't like, till it falls apart, till it doesn't, like, till the love goes away, or till something happens to where it goes down. But it seems like even after that, he says, because he goes on a flip side by talking about all the things of, like, we'll break up, we'll split up our friends, blah, 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 you'll try to forgive me, or not talk to me, but I'll find a way to kind of heal all the damage I've done, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much saying that in the future, we'll still be able to come together as people that learn a lesson from misdirection. Not like they're getting back together, but more in the direction of, like, we'll come together with a more understanding of who we are. One pieces that he says is, like, you where you're supposed to be, me caring endlessly. Pretty much saying kind of this whole idea of letting things just be. Like, wherever it is, wherever it goes, just let it be. Don't try to push against it, for love kind of goes its own kind of path. You don't get to control it, And I feel like that's what he's saying in that. That's why I really, really, really like this song, because I feel like it's so... The idea of what the song could be about, it's so many, like, directions, but they all seem to be in the same lane of love is doing is running the path, not you, kind of thing. So yeah, so I do like this album. I think it's much even more emotional than Portrait, but in a different way. Like, Portrait's emotional and more of himself, and then this one goes into his ideas of love, and I think it's really nice. I wonder if trophies mean that these are the trophies of different loves different types of love he's been through, or I don't know. I don't really know if that means I should have kind of looked this up before I did this, but now I'm kind of curious. I might look it up afterwards. Anyway, but I do like this album. I think it's really nice. I give it a 8 out of 10, because there's some songs that just didn't really click with me entirely. But I do want to give a shout out to Same People. I love that this very short song, but it just, his vocals in that song is so nice. His vocals in all the songs are really nice. I think he has a great voice. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought about this album. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe button, and a notification bell too. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.